It was consistency is key in 2023. Well, the expression for 626 is get in the mix or stay in the mix. Do not complain. I take complaining completely out of my viewpoint. I rarely, if ever, complain. Now, I will point out things that are wrong only in order to provide a solution for whatever's wrong. The mix is putting yourself in the right environments where you can live to your fullest controllable potential. Well, most people complain about nominal bullshit. The successful people are big problem solvers. That's why they get paid a lot of money. They solve big problems, but they're problem solvers. And so when complaints are coming, oh, my shoes are too tight. Well, fucking untie your shoes. So if you're constantly problems and complaints and the victim, what do you think the universe is going to give you more of? Problems, complaints, and victimhood. Yo, what's up, everybody? This is the N2N podcast, the special New Year's Day episode, and I am your host, Dr. N2N, also known as the Ninja or Prolific Ninja by my family and friends. And because my fans and my friends, you can call me Ninja too. This is the N2N podcast, the alpha to the omega, the beginning to the end, talking about multiple life, motivation, drive, success, self-improvement, and offering you morsels in this all-you-can-eat buffet called life. Back in the studio. Hope everybody has had a great holiday season so far. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's to everybody. It's been a wonderful and fantastic 2025, and we are wrapping it up, filming this on Monday, but bringing this to you on New Year's Day. But before we get into the episode, I want to start the episode as I start my day. And if you've been listening now for almost 4 years straight, or if you're new to the show, I always give thanks to God and the universe the moment I wake up. And like that, I want to thank you all for supporting the show for over almost 4 years now. Liking, commenting, following, sharing. We don't grow the show without you, your contributions, and your help, because I do this for free. Actually, I don't do it for free. I actually pay my own money, use my own time, use the production crew to get this content to you. So the way this works is on a karmic exchange. I'm a frequency energy guy. That's how I've built the quote-unquote empire that I am building. Just getting started, just to let you know. But that's how we do it. And so it's based entirely on energy exchange, which means if you learn something from this episode or any other episode of this program, please do share the show, because you would owe me a karmic debt, and I don't want your debt. I want your support. So to rebalance the energy cycle, the energy scale, you either A, have to re-share the show, or B, you have to support one of the projects that I'm on. And if you're new to the show, I'm a physician, lawyer, business guy, a lot of businesses and opportunities that you can follow, like, and comment. Also follow and share those. But as it relates to the podcast, we have an expression: if your knowledge swole, share the show. That is how we grow. And that's how we restore that karmic balance, karmic energy, so that we can continue to attract that growth energy to expand the show now internationally with several hundreds of thousands of followers and supporters. So if you're one of those, thank you so much. And if you're new to the show, please become one of those. So this is the New Year's episode. And if you're listening for a while, if you're new to the show, you know that every year we have an expression that drives the year. Okay? So in 2024, it was I want more in 24. For 25, it was find your drive in 25. Well, the expression for 626 is get in the mix or stay in the mix in 26. Why is it the two of those? Because some of you all haven't started your journey yet, your success journey, your journey to what you are fully capable of. You know, our motto or our mission in this podcast is living to your fullest controllable potential. And so some of you are not on that path yet. So for you all, it's get in the mix. Get in the mix in 2026. Now, for some of you on your path, on your trajectory, get in the mix, or on that trajectory, it's stay in the mix in 26. Why? Because consistency, actually that was in 23, it was consistency is key in 2023. That's how it all started. So if you want to get in the mix or stay in the mix, obviously consistency is required. It's two parts. Okay, to get in the mix or stay in the mix is about doing the boring stuff, actually. But excluding that, I want to provide throughout January some points on how you get in the mix and stay in the mix. Okay? And the first point to getting in the mix or staying in the mix actually is a behavioral trait you have to get over. And that is the behavioral trait would be stop being a complainer, or do not become a complainer. And why is that? Well, what I mean by getting in the mix or staying in the mix, what is the mix? What is the mix, right? The mix is putting yourself in the right environments where you can live to your fullest controllable potential. And that means the right people, the right situations, the right opportunities. How do you get into that mix? How do you stay in that mix? And one of the main ways to do that is to not be a complainer. Do not complain. I take complaining completely out of my viewpoint. I rarely, if ever, complain. Now, I will point out things that are wrong only in order to provide a solution for whatever's wrong. But I don't sit there and complain for the sake of complaining. And many of you motherfuckers out there are complainers. The woe is me victim mentality. You cannot get in the mix if you are a complainer. Let me tell you why. Number one is that the people that are successful, I rarely encounter people that are, whatever their definition or version of success is, and generally it's monetary level or some type of status, right? Power status. Rarely are those type of individuals complainers. They are problem identifiers. That's the reframe. Become a problem identifier, but don't be a complainer. And what happens is because they're not complainers, they're actually problem solvers. And so when you're a complainer, their mind automatically shifts to how do I solve this problem, right? Well, most people complain about nominal bullshit. The successful people are big problem solvers. That's why they get paid a lot of money. They solve big problems, but they're problem solvers. And so when complaints are coming, oh, my shoes are too tight. Well, fucking untie your shoes. Their mind shifts to that. So then the level of your complaint dictates where they slot you in their own framework. Well, this guy complains about just some bullshit. And so what happens is they stop dealing with you because you're just complaining about bullshit all the time. Their mental energy is not wanting to be spent on your little minuscule complaint. They're thinking about real world big ass problems. Like, why is silver going up to $80 an ounce? Let me figure that shit out so I can make some money on that. Right? So really successful people, if you want to get into their zone of influence, you got to not be a complainer. In fact, you want to be a problem identifier and bring them a solution. That's how you get in the mix or stay in the mix. Like if I'm already in a group of very, very successful people and I want to get to their level, like you're talking about people way above me, I'm thinking about, man, what problems do they have and what solution can I provide for that problem? But I am not going to go up there, man, this is a big ass problem, bro, and that's it. So if you want to get yourself in the circles of successful people, you cannot be a complainer. And the level of your complaint, whatever that issue is, matters. Right? Matters. Like, for example, I just mentioned silver's at $80, and we've been buying it low for a long time, seeing these issues come. But a problem solver might be, hey man, I missed out on that run to 80 on silver. What do you think? What do you think about the economy now? Where should we go? Because this is my idea. Silver's at 80, gold is up high too. That probably means something's going on with the dollar, natural resources, precious metals. It might affect Bitcoin and crypto. Like, how do we solve the connections here? That's a problem identifier with a solution hanger or a solution opportunity that real money people would appreciate your thoughts and ideas on. But if you just come in, man, I missed that run on silver, fuck, and that's it, who cares? Who cares at that level? Okay, so you got to stop being a complainer if you want to get in the mix or stay in the mix. Now, the second main reason to stop being a complainer is the universe. If you've been listening for a while, it's just a mirror of who you are. It is a mirror of the energy you're projecting. So if you're constantly problems and complaints and the victim, what do you think the universe is going to give you more of? Problems, complaints, and victimhood. So you're just attracting more shit to complain about if you become a complainer. Now, if you become a problem solver with solutions, right, then what's the universe going to give you? Ideas to be solutions, right? Hey, I see this problem. I'm not going to complain about it. I'm going to think about a solution. The universe is going to open your mind and your heart and your vibration and your frequency to ideas and solutions that you're actually going to see in your mind's eye as you're trying to solve these problems, right? So there's a difference between being a bitcher and a complainer and a problem solver with solutions. And that's the energy that you're going to attract to put you in the right mix of people, environment, opportunities, if you change your framework. So the key here, one of the key elements to get in the mix or stay in the mix in 26 is to not be a complainer. Get that out of your mindset. If you want to complain to yourself, but don't project it out to the universe. Because people don't want to be around that. I'm just telling you now, dude. I talk in small circles. I talk in big circles. People that have mega influence. And all of them, routinely, they will identify problems and suggest or offer solutions, but they never, ever complain. And the tonality of that projection matters too. You know, there's a bitchy, whiny voice, right? A complaining voice. Who wants to hear that all the time? Right? I have a 7-year-old daughter who we're trying to get out of, being a complainer. And we tell her that she'll make a statement in a whiny voice and we'll say, stop complaining. But I'm not complaining. But your tone of voice suggests you're complaining. The tonality also matters. So, around the mix, try to be a problem identifier and suggest solutions. And I guarantee you, if you do that, you will get in the mix quickly. And the larger the problem you can identify, where there could be a big money follows big problem solving, big solutions. Big money follows big solutions. So the bigger problems you can identify with real valid solutions, that's the type of complainer I would want to be around me. In my firm, I'm running, with 30-something people. If people came to me, hey, this is an issue, we got to address it, this is how I think we should do it, by all means, come to sit down at my table and let's talk about it. But if you just pop in, hey, man, this is a big issue, but I don't know, what do you think? And leave, I'm like, what the fuck is this about? And that's how it works. So if you want to get in the mix or stay in the mix, be a problem identifier and a solutions suggester. Bring solutions to the table. And that will be the energy that you attract. That will be the people that you attract. That'll be the opportunities you attract. And then you're well on your way to living to your fullest controllable potential. So get in the mix, stay in the mix in 2026. That is our motto. That's going to drive us this year. I told you we don't wind down at the end of the year. We go running. So here we are. We're warm up done. We're starting to get our pace before we start the sprint out of the gate this first quarter. And throughout January, I'm going to be dropping pearls on how you can get in the mix or stay in the mix in 2026. So, number 1, stop being a complainer. Don't bitch and whine. Be a problem identifier and bring solutions. Very simple. That will guarantee to get you in the mix in 2026. So, with that, I'm going to end the episode as I end my day. If you're new to the show or if you've been listening a while, when I go to sleep before I just zoom off to La La Land, I always thank God and the universe one more time for the opportunity to hopefully live to my fullest controllable potential and hopefully inspired someone else, just one person to live to theirs. And that was you. Please do not owe me a karmic debt. Please do share the show. If you're knowledge swole, share the show. That's how we grow. Or you can support West Loop Law, Kira Connector, Legacy X Token, 1925 Tequila, Naya, Naya, Some other projects that we'll be launching here. All of those you can support. Oh, number one, PFAS injury attorney. We're now serving over 3,000 clients that have cancer related to water contamination. So we've built a whole team around this. It's going to be a bang out year in that litigation. Be ready. If you know anybody with cancer, please send them to us. We'd love to help them out. So with that, be great today. Be even more grateful. I'm very thankful for all of you all out there in podcast land supporting and sharing the show. Let's stay in the mix. Let's get in the mix in 2026. I wish everybody a safe and happy new year. Bring that energy. Bring it every day. And I'll look forward to bringing you another episode very, very soon.